Hi everyone, this is Mr. Griffin. I'm going to take you through our band trip for the year, and let's get started. There were some conflicts with our timing for a trip, and there is no fall or February break this year. If we were trying to do a trip in the spring like we did last year, there are a couple of trips that involve music students that are going to Europe. One of them is the chorus. So we tried to avoid that, but not having that time in February, we're working around a different kind of time schedule. So what we opted to do was get a couple of days. I've gotten permission from the superintendent and principal of the school to leave in February and get a couple of days out of school, actually 3 days total, including a Monday because of a scheduling thing. So the trip proposal is to go to Universal Studios and Islands of Adventure for the majority of our trip, and then we'll also have a great performance opportunity that I'll talk about in a minute. So the first day we're going to be in school all day Wednesday. This is the 17th of February, and then after school, at the end of school, we're going to leave from the high school and begin our night trip, well, the rest of the day and the night, to get to Florida. So we'll stop around Gettysburg, which is a few hours away, and then we'll be at General Pickett's Buffet, which is really good food, and they will be able to accommodate a large group of people. Then when we arrive the next morning, we'll stop at usually the Florida uh, Welcome Center, and they'll give you free orange juice and stuff. It's pretty cool. But we'll stop at a breakfast similar to or at a Golden Corral. And you'll be able to kind of get things around and get your contacts back in and all that stuff and brush your teeth, etc. Then we're going to, because you can't check into the hotel until usually in the afternoon, we're going to stop at in Orlando at the Wet and Wild Water Park, and lunch is included, all right, for that. So you'll get a voucher worth $10, and then we're going to depart to our hotel at 4 o'clock, which is the Coco Key Resort, which is also in Orlando. The rooms are fantastic. I've stayed there before with groups. And the lower picture is actually of the outside. There is a water slide, water park area, both inside and outside there. It's a lot of fun. So we'll be able to use that a little bit more following days and a late morning that we have before we go to the parade. But it's a really, really nice hotel. So anyway, we're going to check in quickly, do a quick turnaround, maybe grab a shower, and then go to depart for our dinner, which is the Pirates Dinner Adventure. This also at the end of this, which is sort of a medieval times kind of thing, or Dixie Stampede style dinner show. They actually have like a dance party that goes on and stuff. So this is pretty cool. The lagoon that's in there for the Pirates is one of the biggest indoor pools around in the area. And then we'll come home to the hotel and settle in. So the next day, breakfast at the hotel, we're going to go to Universal Studios. And again, meal voucher is included for lunch. Spend the day at Universal Studios, and then outside in the city walk of Universal, there's a Jimmy Buffett's Margaritaville. So we'll have reserved seating for that. Go to dinner, and then here's the big one. We'll have reserved seating at the Blue Man Group show that's in their own theater on the Universal property in Universal Studios. So really excited about that with really good seats. Then we'll come home or back to the hotel. And the next morning, it's going to be a pretty busy day. Next morning, we're going to let you sleep in. Breakfast is included again at the hotel. All breakfasts are included at the hotel. And give you some time at the water park in the morning. Sometimes they'll actually close the park to other guests and just open it for us if they want to open it a little earlier, so you get a chance to do that if you want, or you can sleep in. And then this is our big day. So we're going to depart for the Grand Parade at the Edison Festival of Light at 2:30 because it takes a while to get to Fort Myers. A little bit later, I'm in talking with the organizers that I've worked with before. They're going to be able to put us in the parade wherever we kind of want. If it's earlier, around the 7 o'clock time, then we'll get back a little bit earlier since we're going to have to drive back. The parade, you have to be lit up at the parade, and we'll have a plan for that, doing something that way, much like we do for the Parade of Lights that we have in Corning. each year. So it's a really fun parade. It's a couple miles long. It's a little bit more than 2 miles. So I would say similar to, except for the heat, right? Similar to the Wellsboro parade when we do the Laurel Festival. The difference is that the crowd for this parade is about 6 people deep, solid the whole time. And it's an evening parade. So it's really an experience that hopefully you'll enjoy. And they're looking forward to having us. We're not necessarily, even if we had everybody there, not the biggest band. There are a couple other bands when I was talking to the parade organizers that are in the 200 to 300 person range as well. So, and again, we're traveling pretty far compared to some of those larger bands. So that's the parade. We'll get home very early in the morning or late that evening, obviously, after doing the parade. And then we'll get up for the next day. Breakfast again is at the hotel. Then we're going to go to the Islands of Adventure Park, which is also a Universal property. However, it's on the other side. And this is where the original Harry Potter theme park was put in. And the new stuff there, because you'll have been going to the other park before, you'll be able to get into the new Harry Potter section. If some people, you have to get like 2 tickets and everything. It's just a way to get money for them. So anyway, that'll all be open to you. There's some great roller coasters. One of my favorite roller coasters, if you're a roller coaster person, is the Hulk, and that's in there. You won't see me on the scary Doctor Doom drop thing because I just don't do that. But there are a lot of fun rides, and just there's a lot of stuff to do too. So if you're not a roller coaster person, it's not like we're going to a place where there's only roller coasters and that's it. It's really a lot of fun. Again, we'll have a voucher included for lunch. The food, I'll tell you, at the Three Broomsticks at the Harry Potter World is phenomenal, and you'll get your fill for sure. So that evening, we didn't do a Disney park because if you do a Disney park and Universal, the cost goes up a lot. And we opted to do some dinner activities and things at Downtown Disney, which you'll be able to get your fix of Mickey and Legos and all. There's all kinds of fun stuff to do in Downtown Disney. But our main reason for going there is to go to the Rainforest Cafe for dinner. And if you haven't been to one of these, they're a lot of fun. There are animated animals all over the place, and the food is fantastic. Gift shop stuff if you've got last minute gift shopping to do, because after this dinner, we're going to be coming home. So that evening after dinner, we'll head back, and then arrive. I'll go back here. We'll arrive around 8, or sorry, excuse me, leaving at 8. That puts us home around 3 o'clock-ish maybe on Monday. And as I said, when I originally did the plan, I had thought that the Monday we had off with President's Day was on the 22nd, and I was wrong. It was actually the Monday before. So graciously, the school district has allowed us to be out for 3 instructional days of school for the trip. That means, however, that we need to make sure that we're taking care of business in our regular classes, and we're going to do some things with lesson groups to make sure that we will give back to the teachers that are missing you for those 3 days, especially that Monday, because that was a mistake on my end. So just make sure that you don't put us in a situation with grades that they're like, well, how come the band is able to leave for 3 days and we've got students that are struggling. So we will be on top of you about that, so make sure you're doing your thing. Inclusions: breakfast, 5 breakfasts, 4 lunches. That includes the vouchers, which will give you more than enough food at the lunches. 4 dinners, the big dinners that we have, admission to the parks, the Blue Man Group stuff, lodging, motor coach transportation. I'm going to tell you about the coaches that we're going to be taking with this company, which is Benedict's bus service out of Wellsboro, Pennsylvania. Some of them have outlets for everybody. They all have Wi-Fi built in. They're clean. They're super fantastic. Drivers are amazing. And as you can probably guess, we're going to pick up a new set of drivers halfway down because they can't drive more than so many hours at a time. So we'll pick them up. We'll also have a hostess that'll be on each bus. And problems that we've had before, some feedback was that when buses stop so much, or every couple of hours like they did last year, we have people that are spending all their money in gas stations and rest stops, and then you don't have enough money for food. So when we stop, they will have snacks and drinks provided for everybody on the bus the whole time through. It's part of the inclusion, which really saves you some money in the long run. So I know when you look at the total cost, it seems like a lot, but there are those hidden costs that you normally would occur when you've got lunches to get and everything later on. So we'll talk about the cost. Total cost is $920. As I told the band parents the other day in our band parent meeting, 3 years ago when I went to Florida and did a similar itinerary trip, the total cost was $875 per person. That didn't have things like the Blue Man Group in there. So that's the total cost. There are 3 payments that we have scheduled. Payment 1, these are all on Fridays, October 9th. We're also going to have your permission slip in medical form. I'll talk about in a little bit. That first payment is $120, and then the second payment on December 4th and the third payment on January 8th will be for $400 each. And those coincide with the ends of some fundraising collections. So it's important that you understand all of the fundraisers that we're doing, and we'll make sure that's clear. We've already done a couple, obviously, going into the year, but taking advantage of those if you need them to help minimize financial aid, which is going to be limited. Things are tight right now, and we don't want to put too much strain on the band parent group that has done such a great job in the fall already being supportive of the bands in our fall marching seasons. The medical form and permission slips, you're welcome, Mrs. Brackley. She's our nurse that's going to be going on the trip. And we will need, I'll have a pink form for you. It'll be 2-sided. One of them is a permission slip that you're going to turn in. The other backside is a medical information form that if you don't have it signed by the first deposit and filled out by a physician, if you're taking prescription medications with you or medications at all on the trip, and we don't have one on file already in the school, then that can be turned in a little bit later, but we want to have them early this year instead of like running around at the last minute, making sure that we've confirmed all of your medications. And that includes things like Dramamine. It includes Tylenol or headache medication or whatever. So whether it's something for diabetes or it's an over-the-counter thing, we need to make sure that we have it because you won't have that with your regular luggage. Emergency inhalers and things, that's why we need the stuff on file, so we give you permission to carry that on your person. Okay, so those medications need to be cleared. This is just a screenshot that you can take of the video, which has the information from Benedict's and the original quote with the lunch money and everything included for all of our days. Here's the second day as well. You'll notice that the meal vouchers are included. So when we include so many meals, it guarantees that we're not having people that are running out of money because they're stopping at gas stations on the way down or back, like we kind of have had in the past. So parents, you'll notice that because these meals are included, we're not going to go hungry. There's at least one included meal, if not 2, every single day. The day of the parade on Saturday on this sheet, you'll notice that dinner is not included, nor is lunch at this time. So we'll probably stop at a fast food thing on the way there to get to the parade, and they'll have snacks and stuff on the way back as well. But other than that day and our travel days, pretty much everything's included. So any spending money that you have or don't, you could use that on gifts and things, but you don't have to worry about rationing money to make sure that you're going to have enough to eat. So here's the next step. I'm going to send this out in an email with this video link. And this is a survey that I did on SurveyMonkey, which is going to ask you some information about if you're planning on going on the trip before you sign a permission slip, questions that you might have, fundraisers that you're interested in or you've already done or you will be doing. Because if you're going to ask for financial aid, we also are going to look at how much you're doing on your own fundraising and being active. Not doing any kind of fundraising and asking for money from the band parents doesn't really fly with so many people. And we want to make sure that we're putting the money in the resources that are limited that we have for students towards the ones that are showing a good faith effort to really work hard and get to the trip. Okay, so and if you're not going for whatever reason, we're going to ask you that too. Maybe it's the cost, maybe it's multiple people in the family, or you're going to be away. Sometimes if there's a scheduling conflict like we had with state qualifiers for the indoor track season, we can adjust that stuff because we knew about it early enough. So if it's a conflict for some kind of tournament or thing, you can let us know and we can see if we can get that adjusted now because we're in September, not in December. So that's the link to the survey. I hope to have all of you on the trip, but